Hey everybody, welcome to Comics on TV. I'm Josh.
I'm Big Rick.
And I'm Gigi.
And we're talking about the finale to iZombie, which was called
Blaine's World! Blaine's World!
It was awesome.
Best episode of the season.
It brought me back to Comics on TV. Apparently there was one fan that missed me.
Yeah, they thought Josh was disinterested, but he's back. The whole team's all together for the season finale. We've all said along the way that we felt like there was some little lapses in excitement during the season of iZombie, but I've got to say they totally delivered in the season finale. There was non-stop action and drama all the way down to the last seconds. So we started off with, Rick, take it away.
You had the young lady who plays Sin on Arrow, who apparently brought the same look to this show, dead on the morgue's table.
Yes.
And that's where we open up with Ravi and Liv looking at the dead body and kind of thinking, the whole band is dead.
I feel like there's a connection here. Yeah, so they're mapping out, and basically we talked
might
about
be onto something.
We talked about it last week. Was the first episode that didn't really finalize like an entire case. So this is where it puts it all together, laying out, you know, the cheerleader Kimber who died, Nate, and then the girl Sin that we're just gonna call her that.
Yeah,
from
we'll
Arrow.
just call her Sin.
And then the one piece left was Cameron, and he was like, I guess the lead singer of the band, whatever.
Right, and they thought that he was missing. But he wasn't.
He was not missing. He's off, and he's got the flash drive, if you remember, that had the insider info from Max Rager saying that they were aware it caused psychotic episodes, and so he's off now and doing a little deal with somebody from Max Rager, goes to this restaurant to go meet her and get the cash deposit, and is like, okay, now what was the deal with the little homeless guy outside? And what do you think he paid him to do? What did he pay him to do?
He hires this homeless guy to watch his car while he's inside because he feels, you know,
Always a good idea.
Right. And the guy does. And
said we'll work for
Paid him $10.
Yeah, paid him $10, and it saved his life because when he came back out, the homeless guy's like, look over there, go away.
Yeah, and the cops
got a homeless warning.
The cops had an APB because Babineau and Liv put together, they were watching all these traffic cameras because it was the whole thing leading back to finding this cell phone and everything, and they saw Cameron and what vehicle he was in, so they knew how to find the vehicle, and that's when the cops went over, said, oh, this is her, boom, and it exploded. There was two explosions.
Two explosions.
Yes, so exploded, and he's like, oh, so he like takes off and everything. Doesn't know, there was a transmitter in the money bag.
Max Rager put it in there.
Yeah, so they could track exactly where he went. He swore he didn't make a copy of the flash drive, but come to find out, once he gets to the police station, he's like, oh, what's a copy of that worth to you? And Babineau's like, I'll just throw you back on the street and let the people that are after you come
because this show's never predictable.
It's not predictable. There's not like 2 or 3 visions that lead us down the path of who did it.
Speaking of visions, you like my zombie eyes? Because I got some kind of weird thing
Keep
they
your pink
identified
eyes
yet.
There's no scratching.
Zombie rage mode.
This show gave everyone pink eye. But continuing.
Major, and then you have Major in his drama. He got captured in the episode before, but Major gets beat up or captured in every episode.
He gets beat up all the time. He's the worst decision maker ever.
Yes.
Until he decides to pee on the floor.
Yeah.
Which is his great escape, getting out of this freezer
He gets pissed.
box.
We jumped out a little bit, so reminder, he's in the freezer that he'd been in last episode, and he refuses to tell Blaine anything where the brains are, but
he's not really fazed by being in the freezer as long as he was.
But Blaine brings him a bowl of soup and is like, here, warm up, and then he finds a piece of brains in the soup, and he's like, yeah, and it's like all grossed out, so now he's enraged.
Really,
and they put another zombie in there, basically, like, head eaten, not even zombie, that guy's dead.
That was the kid.
It was the kid that he was initially looking for. So it really broke his spirit.
He's like, oh, you remember him.
But didn't he light that kid on fire? That's how he escapes. He takes the lighter out of the kid's pocket and then lights the kid on fire, pees on the floor, so when guy who talks like this, sees the fire, he's like, help, and can't get any help because they're jamming to music in the front of the meat cute while everybody's chilling eating their brain sandwiches.
And then he goes all Punisher on him.
Yeah, he does. He's like a little bit Punisher, a little bit Terminator, and really
he knocks him out with a big bone leg or something.
And let's address the fact of the grenade into the meat locker.
Yeah. Wait, we have to let him know. Once he gets out of the freezer, he goes to his car where he has his arsenal of weapons. He didn't have that in the freezer.
Oh, yeah.
Gets his arsenal, comes in, and is like, boom, 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 and he's knocking everything out.
So, Frank Castle, Major Lillywhite, because that's even more sinister name, Major Lillywhite.
So he throws the grenade into the freezer and blows everything up.
But who does he blow up in the freezer? The Candyman.
Yeah, Julian. The Candyman can't get out.
But the sneakers did not blow off. They have a nice.
Yeah, they've survived grenade blasts. So apparently that's what the USA will give you. You got the red, white, and blue sneakers.
I've seen people get punched and their shoes fall off.
Yeah.
And
So-
Rick, being a former military man, would said that, by the way, that door will not withstand that blast.
So guess who catches
myth
Major
busted.
in the act? Blaine,
Blaine.
of course,
'Cause
comes
it's
and
Blaine's
jabs him
Well,
in the
because he
gut.
took time to sigh in victory and go, oh, I'll just put my back against this door. Meanwhile, these zombies have not really been dead ever, so let me put them by the hole in the door where somebody can just come through and kill me or whatever else. No, Blaine comes around and gives him a
and he's
shower
like,
shank to the stomach.
Yeah.
But I would say
Now-
this about Blaine. Blaine has some of the best
One-liners.
lines. You know, as long as you got this handle, this whole dying painfully and slowly.
Dying, slow, agonizing death. You
Yeah.
got that?
You got
Okay, I'm
that?
gonna
Great.
go
I'm
take
gonna
care
go
of
to
this.
something else.
Well, so what was really important is that Blaine figured out that Liv is like, one of his Major's like lady, because he gets a text message on Major's phone from Liv
And
saying those were
spoils.
monkey brains. So he says, he calls her, or she calls Major's phone, or he calls from Major's phone and says, okay, come meet me, I'll bring you Major, but you bring the brains. Well, he's got like a dummy decoy that is wearing Major's shirt and a hood
As
on,
if
whatever.
Major hadn't had a hard time enough, Blaine has to take it one step further, and as he's dying, make his dying thing telling him that Liv is a zombie.
And she comes to rescue
It's
him.
like,
She
what-
shoots Blaine. Comes
How
to
much
rescue
of a
Blaine.
dick can you be? I mean, it's like you're already going out killing these kids, and they're missing children everywhere else. He doesn't care, doesn't have a conscience about that. But this guy's dying. You're like, oh, the woman you've been in love with, you're like, by the way, she's a zombie. You're
Very,
trying to kill
very
her.
important fact we need to tell you before we move any further is that Liv has told Ravi she wants to use the cure on herself. She doesn't want to wait for any more testing. He's like, look, I've got one dose, maybe two if we stretch it. So you see her with this syringe. She's ready to cure herself, but that's when she gets the call from Major's phone and goes and everything. So as she's going to the meet cute and she shoots Blaine,
She thinks he's already killed Major by this point, too.
yeah, she takes the syringe out and jabs it into
Blaine, once she finds
to
out
cure
Major's-
him. And he's
yeah.
like, what did you do to me? Crap, all the zombie apocalypse.
Curses.
Yeah, he tells her,
Shakes
and she
fist
knows
in
it.
anger.
Basically, the zombie apocalypse is going to be on her head because now there's going to be nobody
Right.
to feed them brains in a very nice way.
Yeah.
It's going to be, oh no, they're going to go about it their own way. So at this point, Liv decides to scratch Major because she sees there's no
Who
other
didn't-
way to save him.
Who didn't see that
We all
coming?
saw it coming, but it was still
Anybody?
cool.
Yeah,
Anybody
we all
not?
saw it
No,
coming.
we all
Yeah.
saw it coming.
Yeah, so now Suzuki is called remember the zombie policeman. He's
He
called,
goes Harry Carey.
he comes in and writes
Yeah.
Blaine's name in blood on the wall and like blows the place up. In perfect timing for Liv's brother to show up for his first day of work at the meet cute.
And his last
And
day
it's
of
like,
work, and quite possibly his last day on Earth.
Yes. So we see that now Major wakes up and he's got the
Which that kid sucked anyway. I'm glad somebody blew him up. Can we just say that?
Major is now very upset that Liv not only has lied to him about being a zombie, but that she's now turned him into a zombie without his permission. And she's like, well, we can be together now. And he's like, screw you, I'm gonna be eating brains and I'm not down with
Major's
that.
more of a pain in the ass than he's worth.
I thought he was
I know,
pretty
right?
badass. Remember what I said
Okay,
before?
wait.
Because if he was unattractive, she would not care about him. I'm just.
I
putting
did
that out
meet him
there
at
right
San Diego
now.
Comic Con last year. I can't wait to
Yeah,
see him
that's
again. I hope
right.
he
Yeah.
remembers me.
We're like,
There's an
oh,
emotional
great.
attachment.
Anyway,
He sucks.
so now Liv feels terrible and is like, I've lost love of my life a second time, basically. I did the wrong thing. So she injects Major and cures him while
He's like a
sleeping.
hyperactive child, really. Nobody
But
knows what he's going to do next.
When the police go to the meet cute that's all blown up, and Babineau sees that one of the guys that's dead is the Candyman, and he knows that, Major
So now
had this
Major's
rage.
wanted for multiple homicide kind of thing.
So
He's
now
top of the
they're
list.
now they're gonna look for him. There's no word from Peyton, by the way, for anybody that cares about that part of the story. They haven't heard anything from her. The Max Rager story goes public about the note, and so
Like,
that
oh,
guy
crap.
though, you see when he's being
And now
taken
his
out,
new super serum
he
or
has
whatever
a
else he
little white
wants to say. You
streak in
can
his hair, like he's
Yeah.
probably a zombie. He said, "I'm just getting started." So the episode ends, as you see. Liv gets the call that her brother's been,
Blowed up.
blowed up.
But she's
and
also
he-
given the syringe to Major, so.
Right, so that's what I said. She
Yeah.
cured him while he was laying there. You see Blaine getting all stitched up, and he's eating real food, and his
And he's all
hair's
happy
starting
because
to
he can
turn
taste
back.
real food now. He's like, oh, yeah,
Oh,
see?
yes.
Yeah.
So Blaine makes out good in this.
But the doctor tells Liv and her mother that her brother needs a blood transfusion and it's O negative, and the mom's like, yay, Liv's a match. Well, Liv obviously can't give her blood to her brother, and so she looks sadly at him in the OR and she says,
I can't
Nope.
do it. Nope.
whoa.
No.
Da, 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 da.
And that-
It was a great episode.
It was a great episode.
Don't think from my snarkiness or whatever, or things I say about the show, I don't completely like it. I do like the show.
We
The
know
show
that it's
has
coming
definitely
back.
got
It's been
redeeming
renewed for next season, and that's
It's
actually
good.
this episode made you kind of care about it coming
They
back.
totally redeemed themselves
They did.
because
They
this
did.
was a
They
badass
did.
episode.
Yes.
And it made the last episode and this one, the part 1, part 2 to the finale, it really wrapped everything up.
Yeah.
Closed the chapter just to open up a whole nother chapter of
Yeah.
craziness that we were really
Closed one
excited to
can of
see.
worms, opened a whole other.
And for me, it was like that emotional excitement of like, oh my God, this is gonna be so cool. Now that he's gonna be a zombie too, and they're gonna be together, it's gonna be a new thing. And then it's like, oh, just kidding, he got cured. Now it's gonna go back to what it was, but he knows she's a zombie.
And can I address the zombie scratch? It looks like a little bit of a light touch to me because I busted this myth in the office too because I went up to Rick and I was like, see, it needs more pressure than that. I swear to God.
Well,
and he had a whole rip down
zombie nails, maybe you're just more
Stay away from their fingers.
Right, I would.
Really?
Ew,
Or chop
gross.
them off.
Gross.
Anyway, absolutely amazing.
That's what we
well
thought.
done, iZombie. Got to give you props. Well done, CW. We enjoyed reviewing this entire season for you on Comics on
Tell
TV.
us what you thought about it.
But tell us what you think, as always.
Comment at the bottom.
Comment below.
Give us a like
below.
on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, find us on Twitter at The Real Comic Wow.
Follow us on Snapchat. Up here,
probably over her
QR
head 'cause
code,
she's the shortest.
currently ComicWow guys. But additionally, we're on Instagram too at The Real ComicWow, just like our Twitter handle. So you can find us pretty much
And subscribe.
anywhere.
Yeah, subscribe on YouTube and Vimeo.
Subscribe so we come right into your inbox.
Go to
every week.
ilovecomics.com.
And ComicWow.
Or comicwow.com. All roads lead to the most
If you don't
awesome social
know
network
who we
ever.
are by now, you clearly are living under
Stop
a
watching
rock.
these videos. I mean, start watching these videos.
Right? Share them
Don't
with
go
your
away.
friends.
I have a fan.
Anyway, for all of us here on Comics on TV for the season ender of iZombie, I'm Gigi,
I'm Josh.
And I'm Big Rick.
and you're welcome.
Hey everybody, don't forget we still got the iZombie promotion going on from DC Collectibles. You better hurry up and get it before Rick eats it.
Yes.
Seriously, hurry up. I can't hold him off much longer. Bad!